Hey, what's up, Turtle Riders? How's everyone doing tonight? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the Turtle Boy Live Show. I'm your host, Uncle Turtle Boy. We do this here thing every Tuesday, Thursday, and usually Saturday night at 9 p.m. There's this character named Brett who comes along with us on Saturday nights. He's a colorful guy. If you like offensive content, definitely tune in for Saturday nights. You'll like it, I promise. So, anyway, if you haven't already done so, I've shared this link on the various social media pages that we currently have, which, knock on wood, guys, it's been like a fucking year. Can you believe that? I've almost had Twitter for a year now. At Dr. Turtleboy. Follow me. DOCTOR at Dr. Turtleboy. I'm closing in on 9,000 followers, which is the last step before 10,000 when you think about it. So that's good. You can also follow me on Twitter. I got a backup account at Turtleboy Phone. So it's good to have two just in case. Also, like Turtleboy on Facebook. You can get at me at Clarence Woods Emerson, as well as that's my personal account. I think it's got like almost 26,000 Turtle Riders on there. So that's decent. We've got the Uncle Turtleboy account, 20,000. I want to say 300 closing in at. And the Turtleboy Sports page, which I think is at a solid 18,800. You add that all up, you get like 66, 67,000. So we're well on the way, guys, to 100,000 if you add them all up, which is kind of cheating, but that's okay. You're actually watching the Red Sox. I won't do it. I understand the Red Sox are in a playoff game right now. Playoff game. It's a playing game against the Yankees. But I haven't watched the game all season. When I boycott for real. Like, they spat in my face. Let's not forget this. They spat in my face. Some of you guys might get over that. To me, what Major League Baseball did is a million times worse than what the NFL players did by taking a knee for the anthem. A million times worse. Because taking a knee for the anthem was like bullshit, trendy thing to do, right? Like, they didn't, whether or not I completely disagree with their reasons for doing it, but they weren't like trying to like take a steamy shit on my face by doing that. Whereas Major League Baseball did. When they moved the All-Star game out of Georgia, they did so specifically because a law was passed there that said you had to show ID to vote. Basic voter protection law. Literally 50% of the country agrees with it. Probably more. Most people agree that voter ID is not racist. It should be allowed, but it wasn't allowed to happen. Why not? Because the outrage mob said it's racist. You can't have this. And so the All-Star game was supposed to be in Atlanta, and they decided, you know what? Your laws that Republicans like Turtleboy agree with are so outrageous and racist. You're so problematic. We can't even play a baseball game in your state. That's how much of a piece of shit you are. That's what they were saying. Like, you are such a fucking disgusting piece of shit for liking this law. We can't fuck you, you fucking subhuman trash. That's the way they look at me. All these people taking a knee, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing it for. They're not trying to shit on my face. I'm so sick of these people out there. Every time, the next asshole, by the way, who tells me, like, you know, I'll put it out there, I'll do a thing, and they'll, you know, I'll write about the Patriots. Oh, good game. And then they got to get on Twitter. Be like, don't know, didn't watch. Yeah, we know, fuckhead. You're worse than they are. The don't know, didn't watch NFL people are literally the worst people on earth. You're the most annoying fuckers. Shut the fuck up. Nobody gave a fuck what you didn't watch. We get it. You're still fucking butthurt. Your pussy still hurts because they took a knee 4 years ago. We get that. You haven't watched an NFL game. Sucks to be you. You missed the Patriots Super Bowl in there. That was pretty cool. You didn't watch it. I know. You're fucking horrible. You're missing the greatest sport ever, the greatest league ever. You're missing it all because you have fucking principles. I get it. But what the NFL players did is not even remotely close to what Major League Baseball did to you guys all. Major League Baseball said that you are a fucking filthy piece of fucking disgusting shit if you're conservative, if you're Republican. They can't even play a fucking baseball game in your state. That's what they did. So I'm not watching that shit. I don't do that. Fuck them. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck the Yankees. Fuck all of Major League Baseball. Except for Atlanta. I kind of felt bad for the Braves because they got screwed out of a game. So that wasn't entirely their fault. But anyway. Okay. I agree. Thank you, DK. Didn't know it was a conservative Republican. Thank you. Exactly. You got red pilled. Welcome to the show. Okay. So anyway, I've gone ahead, guys, and I've shared that everywhere on social media. Please do the same. I'm banned from PayPal. I'm banned from Venmo, banned from GoFundMe, and now I'm banned from the Google monetization aspect of this. So there's no super chat button. However, we got a little thing here. Here's how it works. I am going to go right now, and I'm going to put this Dono button, this Dono link on the stream. Okay. See, I just commented there. I'm going to go ahead and pin that to the top momentarily. And that's called Turtlechat. And if you feel like donating to Turtlechat, it will take you to this. I'll show you. Did the link go through? Hold on. Did I pause this or something? All right, wrong one. Hold on. Where'd the link go? Time out. There it is. Okay, I'm going to pin that to the top. There we go. So message is pinned to the top there. So if you feel like donating to that, that's how you can do that. And how it works is I come over here once in a while, and if I get notification via email for Turtlechat, and then boom. Like this one I got the other day after the show was ended from Carrie. She goes, rock on. Love the Big E, though. Have to get out before the night crowd comes in, especially on Springfield night. So that's how it's done right there, folks. All right. So also I have Cash App, $ Uncle Turtleboy. Suzanne, geez, says sent $100. Miss you, Suzanne. We haven't seen you in a while. Lance was on the other night. For in memory of my cousin, Caroline. Absolute Caroline. God bless you. All right, Pete. Keep up the fight. I appreciate that, Suzanne. All right, so let's just jump right into this. And by the way, keep sharing, keep liking. Let's get those algorithms up. 141. Need to get those up. Okay. Oh, let's jump right into it. First, where'd it go? Where'd my story go here? All right, let me pull it up. Stop screen. So I don't think this chick's going to join us. Why have I been demonetized? I don't fucking know. They never tell you, man. They never tell you. You just are. So whatever. I mean, we just make our own super chat. That's how we are around here. I didn't have starter jackets back in the day. I made my own starter jacket. It's just what I'm used to growing up in Worcester. That's how we do. Am I forgetting anything else? All right, let's just jump right into this story here. So this happened. I've talked about this. There's an election coming up in a lot of places, but Worcester chief among them. I used to do a lot of Worcester election stuff back in my heyday. That's how I first became involved with a gentleman by the name of the Gaff, who I kind of made that guy. He admitted it in writing. He said, Gaffney's nothing without Turtleboy. I brought him from 6th to 2nd in the Worcester City Council, almost made him mayor. What a disaster that would have been. And we took on the political machine, the establishment. Then he went off the deep end. He went off the deep end around 2016. And he started doing this weird Cheers YouTube show. And he turned out to be a fucking psychopath. And then he sued me because he dropped out of the election. And then I didn't endorse him in an election. He dropped out of the election, but his name was on the ballot. It was too late to get his name off the ballot. So we encouraged people to vote for him anyway, even though he said he was moving to Florida or Phoenix or Dallas or whatever. So I'm like, okay, this is crazy. This man has lost his fucking mind. So I wrote a blog before the election. I'm like, don't vote for Mike Gaffney. This guy is abandoning Worcester. He made people think that he was like, you know, the leader or something. He ain't the leader of shit. He's a fucking weirdo. Don't vote for him. So he sued me because he got last place. And he says that I, even though he claims I have no influence, am the reason he got last place, dead last place, 8th out of 8th place in an election that he dropped out of. And he sued me because he said I'm the reason why, because I didn't endorse him. Apparently I have to endorse him. So he can't get over that. And anyway, so he's gone out of local politics. And I kind of stopped, like, you know, I'm like, okay, well, I guess the communists are just running things in Worcester. I lost interest in Worcester politics a little bit. But the communists have really started taking over there. And what I like about Worcester, my hometown, more than, you know, Boston or Springfield, or Providence for that matter, it's not as crazy as you people in some of those places. Like Michelle Wu would not get elected mayor of Worcester, like somebody fucking nuts like that. Joe Petty is completely useless. He's a moron. He's a card-carrying Democrat, but he's not AOC. Quite frankly, he's not smart enough to be AOC. He's not intelligent or well-spoken enough to be one of those people. He's just, friggin' morons. That's how Joe Petty talks. Most basic Worcester dude ever. And that's okay. Like, as far as Democrats go, it could be a lot worse. You don't want an activist. You don't want a Michelle Wu coming in charge of your city, or Jorge Elorza from Providence. You don't want someone like that doing it. But that is what Worcester is kind of turning into under the lead of people like Tracy Novick, that bitch, and others on the school committee and on the city council. Well, there's one guy who wants to put a stop to this. His name is Rick Cipro. And not only is he's a Worcester police officer, which has not happened in like 30 years, a cop getting elected, because it's a little bit of a conflict of interest. He can't vote on his own contract and shit like that. But he's also the leader of the union, the police union, who the protesters really hate. Remember, the liberals claim to love organized labor, claim to support unions and the working man, hate police unions because they don't actually support the working man. They just like shitty people. That's all they do. So they don't like this guy. He's a threat to them because he supports police officers, and he's running against a gentleman named Shaun. What the hell is his name? Shaun Rose. And if you drive around the west side of Worcester, this fucking guy's signs are everywhere. Everywhere. There he is right there. He's like, this is him at one of his fundraisers. This is our mayor. I mean, look at our mayor. This is the mayor of Worcester, the guy on the right. The second largest city in New England is running by this lurch-looking motherfucker. Jeez Louise. Here he is with Representative John Mahoney, who voted for the police reform bill to defund the police. Okay. He's a fucking asshole. This is Jim McGovern, head of the McGovern crime family. And here he is. So this guy really thinks he's like hot shit. Anyway, he's like a District 1 of the 5 counselors, but it's the district that has like the highest voter turnout, so it's an important one. Anyway, he's not all that popular because when 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃, the Worcester police officer who died over the summer, he drowned trying to save the life of 14-year-old Troy Love, who was drowning in a pond in Green Hill Park. When he died, 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃𝗃's his widow, and his brothers, they did not want specifically 3 Worcester city councilors coming to this. And it was a badass move when it happened. Obviously, 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗃𝗃, who hates police. Everybody knows that. She is what she is. Christian King with an HRY and a K. He's another one. Like, he's just an asshole. Like, he'll never be more than a city councilor. And then this guy. And it was kind of controversial because they're all people of color. Shaun Rose is black. Christian King's black. 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗃𝗃 is as Boricua as you get. And they're the only people of color on the city council. And they were the 3. But Jenny Familia could get away with it because A, her husband's dead, and B, she's Latinx as well. So, they're not allowed. And why weren't these 3 invited? Well, they all wanted to defund the police, basically. They all supported Black Lives Matter. And that's what I said when this happened. This is what every police officer's widow or any police department in the country should do from now on. Anyone who supports Black Lives Matter, the organization, not the theory. Of course, Black Lives Matter, duh. But the organization, the communist organization, if you're associated with them, you support them, you can't go to police officers' funerals ever. You're banned because you stand against the police. Because Black Lives Matter literally says in their about section on their website, abolish police, abolish prisons, fuck the police, 𝗟𝗏𝗃. They yell, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. They're shitty, shitty people. Okay? So if you support that, if you want to suck up to them, if their constituency matters to you, then fuck off. You're not going to use us for your bullshit. You're not going to use us, my dead husband's thing for a photo op. But I will say this about, 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃𝗍𝗄𝗏's wedding was that, like, why was Jim McGovern allowed there? Why was he allowed there? He supports all the same bullshit. This should be like no Democrats allowed, period. Unless you're like standing against this bullshit and being like, well, I'm not, that's a bridge too far. I'm a Democrat, but that's a bridge too far. Unless you're vocally saying shit like that, you should be out. You should be out. So anyway, so this guy has a challenger in 𝗏𝗃𝗃 in District 1 who happens to be a cop. And I just figured this guy's going to win, Shaun Rose, because if you drive around, I don't know if there's any West Side people or Worcester people in the comments tonight. I know Kerry's from Worcester. But like if you drive through the west side of Worcester right now, I do it sometimes. Shaun Rose signs are fucking everywhere. You would think this guy is like going to be mayor or some shit. Like everywhere. So I'm like, okay, so this other guy running against him has no shot. That's what I figured. Well, then they had the primary election on September 14th, I think. There was 3 people running, and one of them had to drop, and Cipro beats him by like 100-something votes. A pretty comfortable margin for a district race. And so now they are freaking out. They are freaking the fuck out that like one of the 11 city councilors might be pro-cop and might be a cop himself. And I had a conversation with 𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃. I'm going to try to get him on here sometime. He's a busy guy. He's campaigning. That guy is knocking on doors everywhere. He's like, I will go up to a house with a rose sign in it, and I will convince them to vote for me. I'm not afraid to do it because he goes, I see a Shaun Rose. If I see a house with a Shaun Rose sign, I see 2 votes there. I see one I can take away from Rose and one I can get to me. It's a 2-for-1. The guy is out there working his ass off, and he's got a positive message. And they hate him. They absolutely fucking hate him because he is a threat to the establishment. And that is exactly what these people are. These people act like they are not, like AOC acts like she's, Miss, I'm against the establishment. No, you are the establishment. Don't you get that? Like Nancy Pelosi is the establishment. If you're backed by the mayor and the city manager and the congressman and all this shit, you're the prohibitive, you're Goliath, you're the bad guy. And so if you're aligning with that, then you might as well just align with big oil or some shit. Anyway, now the west side, the west side is part D5. So District 5 is like the west side, and then Webster Square, part of the west side. And then District 1 is the rest of the west side that leads into Holden and West Boylston. The other west side leads into Paxton and Leicester. So there we go. All right. Anyway, let's get to the fun part here. So this is where 𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃, he posts on this picture on his page. He goes, we all agreed food insecurity is real and is becoming more pervasive as we are brushing against inflation. The community fridge on Brook Street was nearly depleted. We helped out today and will continue to. The fridge and pantry are in desperate need of supplies. Please help your neighbor and give what you can. So I've done blogs about these community fridges before, and they seem to have one thing in common. They're all operated by social justice warrior assholes who are doing it to feel good about themselves. Didn't I do another one on community fridges? Let me search. Community fridge TV Daily News. I know I did another one on this. Oh, the one in Mattapan. The Dorchester Food Pantry nonprofit expels 𝗬𝗎𝗄𝗃 Catering Company that donated food and volunteers, accuses them of racism and white saviorism. I remember that. That was back in April. So, yeah, They're all owned by these same people, type of folks, you know. So whatever. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃, I mean, you see how the guy's dressed. He's like as dad bro as you can get. He's down there. He's just like, and this is what you do when you're campaigning as a politician. You take pictures of yourself doing community shit. Like, that's how a campaign works. Duh. So this woman right here, oh my God, she gets so mad about it. Her name is Maria Ravelli. I think her maiden name is Fernie. All right, there she is right there. And her bio says, calls for unity without justice is still white supremacy. Still white supremacy. So I think that means, like, if you believe in just, you know, like, let's all come together and black and white and sing kumbaya and be friends and shit. No. That's white supremacy. We need justice. Whatever that means, reparations, something, you know, kill Whitey. I don't know. She needs justice. So I'm sure when she saw that, she's like on Pinterest or whatever, she felt so good about herself. She's like, oh, I can't wait to throw this up there. Oh my God. I'm going to throw this up on my background. I'm going to feel so good. People are going to be like, oh, heart emoji girl. Love you. So true. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Oh yeah. So true. So this is what she writes on the page. Keep in mind, this guy just donated food for charity. Hi, I'm the founder of Worcester Community Fridges and do not support you using the fridge to do a photo op. As an organization, we thoroughly believe that the police in Worcester are an overfunded and encourage a council that can redistribute funds back into the programs that support the community. Time out, bitch. Time out, bitch. What do you mean? As an organization, we thoroughly believe. Bitch, you got one job. Fill the fucking fridge. That's your job. That's your organization exists to fill a fucking fridge. And then, you know, the junkies, they come in to eat it all when they got the munchies. That's your job. That's it. You have no other jobs. Your opinions on politics and shit, irrelevant. Shut the fuck up and feed the homeless. This is not difficult to understand. You have one job. Your job is not to fucking preach politics. It's to feed the fucking homeless. That's it. And no, Michael N., I will not speak normally. You must be new here. Who's this fucking guy? Anyway, back to the story. So most of the neighbors who access our fridge are marginalized and on the opposing end of the unequal power imbalance created by police and police type figures. So marginalized. What they love that fucking word. What does that mean? Marginalized. So white people don't use your fridge? Is that what you're saying? What does that mean? Marginalized. I know it sounds good when it comes out of your mouth, but do you even understand what that word means? No. Again, what'd she say? She said most of the neighbors who access the fridge are marginalized and on the opposing end of unequal power imbalance created by police. No, that is not created by police. They're poor because they don't have good jobs. That's it. That's why they're poor. We could talk about the dynamics of how that came to be. Maybe they didn't work hard in school. Maybe they lost a job because Democrats shut down the economy. Who knows? Maybe they're crackheads. That ain't the cops' fault. Whatever that is, whatever brought you in life to need food from a community fridge, that ain't 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃's fault. All right? As a public figure, you're using these fridges to create a false sense that you support the most vulnerable people in our community. Bitch, that's exactly what he's doing. He's putting food in the fridge for the vulnerable community. That's literally how you support them. Give them fucking food. What do you want from them? And that is clearly not the case, given your stances and various pressing topics in the city. In addition to all of that, I have been organizing this program since January, and I've never once seen your name or face at any of the fridges. Do you even fridge, bro? Do you even fridge? Oh, I'm sorry. So he's not in whatever fucking circle she's in, so he can't fill the fucking fridge up. You know what the correct thing to say is in a situation like this? Oh, thank you. It's very generous of you. Why isn't Shaun Rose doing this? Oh, right, because he's like, we have a tortoise in the hare situation. He doesn't think he has to do shit to run. He's not filling fridges up and shit. He's counting on the W, on the big money coming in. Going forward, I encourage you to give in silence and give because you care and not because you're fishing for votes. No, bitch, that's not how campaigns work. It's like saying the politicians should kiss babies when the cameras aren't around. What? No. This is a fucking campaign. Welcome to America. Welcome to democracy. Yeah, you do shit for the cameras. That's what you do when you're trying to get elected. Happy to continue this conversation via private message. You could have started this conversation via private message, hon. Then she goes on to say, and to be perfectly clear, this conversation would be happening if it was you or any other politician who is running for public office. Remember that thought. The fridges are not here for politicians to use to position themselves in any way. They are safe spaces for the community. If you routinely give to the fridge, great. Continue to do that. But this was so obviously a tactic used to exploit the work we are doing. Bitch, what work are you doing? What work are you doing? You got volunteers that stock the fridge. The fuck do you do? You started a GoFundMe to pay for the electricity for the fridge? That's it? What work are you doing? What work goes into this shit? Nothing. You're not nearly as important as you think you are. Get over yourself, Karen. So, then I find this ironic because here's this thing, this non-binary they, them, called 𝗬𝗵𝗄𝗃𝗃 𝗃𝗃 whatever. So they're having a comedy show and raising money for the fridge. So this person running for office, they, them is allowed to do that, to, virtue signal about what they, them is doing to help out, but no one else is. Here's another one. So, here's some UMass Office of Clinical Integration Practice Performance Team. They're allowed to, virtue signal and post about it on social media, but no one else is allowed to. No one else is allowed to. Who else we got? Wow. Best way to start the weekend. All fridges are packed with veggies. So she's allowed to show it herself. She's allowed to show off herself. So that's cool. And she also says it's not about charity. It's about communism. See this. With the election season upon us, I'm taking this moment to remind folks that the fridges, they didn't do the voice. With the election season upon us, I'm taking this moment to remind folks that the fridges is not a place for individuals to appropriate mutual aid and profit off the countless hours of labor the community has put into this work. We signed this agreement in solidarity with other fridge organizers around the country in January. This is about solidarity, not charity. No, bitch. No, bitch. This is about charity. This is not about solidarity. Oh, they love that fucking word. These people think they're Bolsheviks in training. Bitch, chill out. You're from Miami, hun. It's filled with people who fled communism. She's literally from Miami. She's some rich girl from Miami. Needs a project to do. That's it. Financial issues, not a big deal for her, I'm sure. This is just a project for her. Something she can put on a resume. That's all this is. And to them, but she's being honest here. Like, to her, that's what this is. This isn't about helping people or feeding people. She doesn't give a fuck about that. She cares about the bigger message of communism. And in communism, a lot of people think communism, they think like, oh yeah, it's that system where everybody gets paid the same, right? Like, if you think that's what communism is, then your teachers taught you communism wrong. It was never about that. It was never about everybody gets paid the same. Communism is just a scam. It's a political system designed to give power to a very small group of people, absolute power. And there can be no competing political ideas in that. Okay? There can be no other ideas that are allowed to be said because they're dangerous. Communism can only exist in a monopoly. The communist only seeks one thing, power. That's it. That's the only thing the communist wants. And that is ultimately what these people are doing here, is they want power. They want to control city politics. They want Shaun Rose in charge. Because then she can have a job working for some bullshit nonprofit, and all of her friends in the proletariat can have, good gigs and stuff like that. And the working class, everybody else, some animals are more equal than others. And 𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃 is a threat to the communist monopoly that they really seek. They don't give a fuck about feeding the homeless and the hungry. God, no, they laugh at that. Like, oh no, this is just a front for our communist thing. She says it right there. This is about solidarity, which is a communist buzzword. That's what the communists called each other, in solidarity. That's how they said goodbye, sincerely, in solidarity, not charity. They admit it right there. So there you go. Anyway, for a woman who doesn't like the spotlight, here she is in a Worcester magazine puff piece, filling up the fridges. She wasn't like, no, don't take pictures of me. She's like, no, get me. Okay, you're going to get me in this one where I'm bent over, right? Okay. And I've never really been to this part of town before, Main South, but I'm going to act like I have been. This is where the poors live, right? The blacks are down here, I believe. They're hungry, right? They need food from me. I'm white. I can give them food. But more than anything, I can get them to become communist, and I can use them to give to get more power for myself. That's basically what she believes. So there she is, for the cameras. And by the way, here's the mayor with his ridiculous mask outside, and the city. This motherfucker brought eggs like some derelict here. Like, look at him with his eggs. He feels so Joe Petty, the most basic guy to ever live down here. Brought eggs. Anybody order some farm fresh eggs? I just got them at the Big Y. They were on sale, $1.49. Oh yeah, I figured I'd bring them. Just not too many eggs, just 1 dozen eggs. He doesn't want to go over the top here. Joe Petty is there with his 1 dozen eggs. He's good to go. Is she going to come on the show? I've invited her on. Has she responded? I sent her a message. Let me try her again. Maria Ravelli. Let me see her. So I sent her a message. She has gone completely private, by the way. And she has not read my message. So I'll call her. Nope. Okay. So she's not in it. Somebody definitely handed her those. So it's not okay for 𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃 to be seen doing photo ops there, but it is okay for the mayor, because the mayor is part of the club. He's part of the communist club. So once you're in the group, you're allowed to do that. But he's not in the group, and 𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃 isn't allowed in the group. So they're not going to allow him to do things that, might make him popular, that might make him electable. So he's got a great response to it. He goes, the fridge was empty, so I guess getting the word out and bringing awareness to a problem or issue is not something politicians or those seeking political office do. Oh, and because I support the police means I do not care for others. People, this is why I am running, to stop this nonsense and narrow the continuing divide. I guess Ravelli says, who can and cannot donate? I will ignore your request and continue to donate as I have previously done. Mic drop. And then she responds. Here we go. As you should. And you do not support the police. You glorify the police past the point of public safety. Bitch, he runs the union. That's his fucking job, is to get the best deal possible for the police. That's literally why he's elected to do what he does. And it's how did the left suddenly hate organized labor? Do you not understand that organized labor is the cornerstone in the building block of the Franklin D. Roosevelt Democratic Coalition that built the largest Democratic coalition in American history, that won how many straight elections? 5 straight elections, I believe, from 1940 to No, from 1932 to 1948, they won 5 straight elections off of the backs of organized labor. And she's just like, no, fuck unions. Well, at least this union, the ones I don't like. You glorify police to the point that you are advocating to take resources away to further pump more money into the Worcester police budget. Our call to defund the police goes past whether, oh God, she's retarded, we support police or not. It is important that folks holding a position in council acknowledge that the Worcester police budget is incredibly overfunded at the expense of other community programming that will be more valuable to Worcester residents. The Worcester residents. The Fridges is not something that should be celebrated because community has come together. No, God forbid community comes together. God forbid. No, because you're not allowed in the community. You're not a communist. Only Communist Party members are part of the community. Do you get it now? This is a fucking cult. That's all this is. Communism. People like you are celebrating our resilience. God forbid. It is sad that community must come together to feed each other and meet our basic human needs because the city and folks like you have prioritized to fund the police over people. Bitch, he's not an elected official yet. Shaun Rose is. If you have a problem with the police budget, why don't you talk to the fucking active city councilor? How about that? Did you think about that? No, you haven't, because you're a fucking dumbass. So yes, continue to donate because that is your responsibility as a citizen to meet your neighbor's needs. But do so and remember that the Fridges is nearly a band-aid, and the real fight to equitably distributing community resources happen behind closed doors where you hope to take space, except for her. The Fridges are rooted in mutual aid. The mutual aid work happening in the city is very much political, and our stance is in solidarity with those marginalized voices. This is not charity work. This is liberatory work. Bitch, no, it's not. There is, of course, not a limit of who can give or take from the fridge. And that's the other thing I have with these Fridges. I'm like, so these are just around in the worst neighborhoods? How does every crackhead in Worcester not know about this and just be like, ooh, nice. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to get me some kale and a bunch of whatever those wacky liberals put in there. I'm going to eat that shit because I'm starving. I'm starving, dog. I just hit the crack pipe. Yeah, I'm confused what the police budget has to do with charity anyway. Right. So I don't like what is not. It has nothing to do with it. That's the correct answer. So anyway, she goes, Cipro has time and time again. But this photo is very obviously a politician's attempt to position himself in a less harmful light. God forbid the police seem less harmful. Cipro has time and time again advocated for more of the city's resources to be allocated to police. Oh, shut up. One cannot stand for the liberation of our communities while also supporting the entities that harmed and oppressed us. Bitch, you went to Disney World, bitch. You ain't oppressed. You're not oppressed in the least bit. Who the fuck is oppressed? I'm so sick of white people being the voice for black people that nobody asked for. Really, seriously. So anyway, she took this down, but I saved it. Okay, you got to watch this. This is so... Did you guys watch this video? Oh my fucking God. Talk about fucking losers, these guys. These guys all hate me, by the way. And good. I could not possibly be happier that these beta male queerbos don't like me. I take that as a badge of honor. These socialist losers. And they're comedians, by the way. These are 3 comedians in Worcester. They post pictures sometimes. There's like 5 people at their shows. That's it. And they interview her. And we got to watch this together. It's about 15 minutes. We got to watch this. This is so cringe. It's great. Let's do it. Hold on.
Here, there's some really great stuff happening in the city despite the pandemic. A lot of mutual aid stuff, including our guest tonight started a free fridge, and we'll learn more about what that is right now. Please put your hands together for the Worcester Community Fridge, Maria Ravelli.
All right.
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on?
Hi. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so happy you're here. I appreciate it. Yeah, you have a cute apartment. I love this. This is so nice.
This is my home office. We've been living here the last year.
In the home office?
Just in this little one room, yeah. No. Just on the TV screen, yeah. This is we live. Yeah,
So
this is
funny.
it. I don't know.
Maria, tell us a little bit about the Worcester Community Fridge.
Yeah, so we started a community fridge. It's basically a free food fridge. It's accessible to everybody 24/7. We're
Except for
really
cops.
trying to put no barriers in the way of people accessing food with dignity. So, and when we say with dignity, that means that we provide choice for people. Oftentimes, families and individuals that are on like different food programs throughout the city are given a box of food, and it is what it is, and what's inside of it is kind of what you get for the week. So the beauty of a fridge is that community members are putting food that they would be serving their families. So now we're providing other families and other community members choice to now pick and choose what kind of meals they want to give to their families.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And where is this one? Where is your?
I understand there's some echo there, so I gotta keep going back and forth. But this is a 15-minute interview. You're gonna watch the whole thing with me because I had to watch this. You're gonna watch it too. This is about putting food in a fucking fridge. She does nothing. The fridge sits there. Other people put food in it, and this is an interview. This is how bad their show is. I mean, there was like this video had like 37 views prior to me sharing it in my blog. And now it's going to get a lot more, obviously, because I matter and they don't, clearly, even though they consider themselves entertainers, I guess. And by the way, the guy in the bottom right there, Bryan O'Donnell, oh, he hates Turtleboy. Every time that motherfucker, every time somebody says something good about Turtleboy on Facebook, that goofy motherfucker is there to be like, Turtleboy is racist. Turtleboy is so rude. He's not nice. Yeah, motherfucker got arrested in 2016 for stabbing a bitch. Literally, stabbing, attempted murder. So maybe stay off the internet for a little bit, dude. Because that's not funny. You're a comedian, stabbing people. If that's your act, I just come out and I stab people. Not funny. Not funny. Build back better. All right, let's go.
Yeah, so we have our first fridge. That's like our baby. It's on 910 Main Street, right outside of Fantastic Pizza. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Main South area, but yeah. So right in like the little
baby.
Yeah, right in that little like Clark hub that's there. Shout out to 𝗬𝗂𝗃 from Fantastic Pizza. He's the owner. And when we were kind of organizing all of this and had no idea where to start, he was the first one that stepped up and was like, I want this outside my business. How do we make this happen? And within a month of just me blurting out the idea, we had this fridge up and running. So it's been cool. It's been a wild ride.
Also, the fridge is cute.
Thanks. Yeah, we think so too. So we had an artist. Her name is Megan McIntosh, and she did our fridge for us. So it is really cute. Thank you for acknowledging that.
Yeah, I was like, I just a picture. I've seen I know some other free fridges when I started seeing the concept pop up a little bit more recently in other cities, and it's just like an old industrial fridge. It's like the one that Punky Brewster got stuck in.
Cherry.
The fridge is cute, guys. He's making small talk. He's flirting a little bit, isn't that? It's a cute fridge. It's a cute fridge. Will you go on a date with me? I like you a lot. Will you give me a dry hand job, please? I would really like that. Go on.
We take a lot of pride in it. And then the second fridge we have our first fridge, 910 Main Street, and we haven't like publicly announced this or anything, but on 44 Portland Street. So this is exclusive.
Wow.
Yeah, on 44 Portland Street, like the first week of March we're aiming for, we'll have our second fridge up and running. And the artist is actually a young, I believe she's like maybe middle school or low high school. She's the artist that's going to be doing our fridge. So we're super pumped for that. Her name is Brooke. She's in Worcester. So really trying to get like a community effort out here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, he's not
so,
gay.
so
He's got a
where
kid
did
in
this
the
idea?
background.
Where did this idea come from? What made you try to do this?
I'm manic. I don't know. So community fridges are obviously something that are
so funny.
At this point pretty established in this country. This form of free food exchange is really popular in Europe, which is where they originally started. And then
Yeah, you know what else started in Europe? Communism. Communism. That's what this bitch is really about. Hold on, I understand there's an echo. Let's hear this. If I put, I'm gonna put this mic on and try to play this off the speaker. Let me know if you guys can still hear this.
unfortunately, because of the pandemic in the last year, we've started to see these different types of forms of mutual aid initiatives popping up. So that's it. I mean, food, in my opinion, food is a basic human right. The fact that we have to pay, the fact that there's individuals in this country that are hungry and we're throwing food away just because it can't be sold, that's an act of violence. And a free food fridge.
Wait. Throwing spoiled food out is an act of violence. That's what she just said. It's an act of violence. You know, food at these community fridges gets thrown out too, right? Nobody eats the kale. Nobody eats that shit. The homeless don't want your kale. They don't want your hippie liberal bullshit. They just want food, regular food. She actually said that, an act of violence. Everything to these people is an act of violence. And they're like, what made you decide to start doing this? Well, I got no fucking job and, you know, I'm a trust fund baby and I really had nothing to do and I wanted to feel good about myself and, you know, incite communist revolution. So like, I just figured I'd start a fridge or some shit. Like everyone else is doing that. I have friends in 𝗃𝗃𝗃 and they started a fridge and they're like wicked socialists too. And so like, I figured I should have a fridge. Like everybody's getting a community fridge. You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you think of my nose ring? All right, go on.
It's completely getting rid of barriers and letting people access human basic needs.
Yeah, that's amazing. You're right. Are you from Worcester?
I'm not. So I'm actually originally from Miami, Florida, and my husband was born and raised in Worcester. So when we were figuring out, like 18, what are we going to do with our life? He was like, Worcester. And I was like, all right, let's go.
How did you let him win that one?
Worcester,
He told me Boston. And I was like, word, I can do whatever. I'll get some snow boots. It'll be fine. And then he takes me to Worcester, and I'm like, I've never heard of this name, pronounced it wrong for like the first 6 months. Everyone, I was like, they hate me.
Can I just say your father will fit in great in Worcester because everybody there says they're from Boston too.
So we're good now. We've been here for almost 10 years, which is like really wild. But love it. I mean, there's something really, I'm sure you guys know, there's something really special about this city.
No, there's really not.
Yeah.
It's great to hear you say that, an outsider from Miami.
Yeah.
You know, you were saying Worcester wrong. I think you're saying it's Miami. I don't know.
According to Will Smith, I don't know.
The theme song of my life. Yeah. I remember I was like such a dramatic, like moody teen. And I remember anytime I'd like come back home from traveling, I'd listen to it on my like iPod in the airplane, like landing. And I'm like, yes, Miami, like I'm home. And I'm like,
look at him laughing like in the background. The guy in the middle.
How's the reception of the fridge? How's it been going?
It's amazing. So the reception of the
What are these questions? How's the reception of the fridge? I mean, in fairness, how many fucking questions can you ask about a fridge? How many questions? So, what are you looking at for wattage there? How's your wattage? Is it a kilowatt? How many watts you got there? What's the electric bill like? Is it one of the double? Is there two handles? Or is it just like the one with the freezer? Does it even have a freezer? Can you riddle me that? They haven't gotten to that part yet. That's the grand finale when they ask about the freezer. How many fucking fridge questions? They're not plugged in. How do they run? That's what they should be asking. What's he asking about? Oh my God. All right, go on.
Community is absolutely, I think that's kind of the most powerful thing about it, because realistically, all I kind of did was put out a call to action and people just stepped up, right? Like the beauty of mutual aid and why we're different than charity is that this isn't like a one-way exchange of resources one time. Nobody's allocating who, how, and when a person gets food. It truly is like our duty as human beings to make sure that our neighbors are good.
Look at this guy. First of all, look at this guy like nodding. This is great. You got to just look how hard this guy's trying for the dry hand job. I've never seen somebody so thirsty for the dry hand job before than this guy with his fucking Worcester mustache there and his jacket.
Resources one time. Nobody's allocating who, how, and when a person gets food. It truly is like our duty as human beings to make sure that our neighbors are good. Like there is no reason that I should have an excess amount of money, food, water, any resources while I'm actively watching my neighbor not have those things. So I think just kind of like that, like it's a call to action to do your job.
I mean, imagine being a grown-up and saying those things. I should not have excess things if my neighbor does not have them. Bitch, you have excess things. You already do. And there are still people starving. Millions of them all over the world starving. What are you doing for them? You're okay with that. So this idea that, oh, well, I can't rest until it's not fair that I have extra food, which she clearly does. Let's be honest, that I have extra food and other people don't have it. That's not right. Clearly you don't have that much of a problem with it because it goes on. It goes on. By the way, thank you guys. I'm going to get right back to this. Got Dono here. Thank you to our sponsor for tonight. We got $100 donation here from Vivet Turtle. Says, for long live the turtle. This is from Turtlechat. Thank you very much, Turtlechat. You're a very generous guy. So again, if you guys want to donate to the Turtle Super Chat Fund, you can get it there. This is our little ghetto Super Chat. So thank you very much, Turtlechat. Okay, back to this. Here we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good.
Yeah, right?
What's the next question?
I don't know.
What do you got now?
How can people contribute?
So dropping off food is the best thing that you can do, and it doesn't need to be this crazy, humongous grocery shop. Bring some bananas, bring bread. You know, every time you're in the area, just make it a priority to throw a couple things in your car that you can bring. Obviously, if you want to donate financially, like we will never say no. So you can find us on like Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, @𝗏𝗏𝗏. We also have a new thing that we actually just launched today, but it's like a monthly supporter subscription on our website, WorcesterCommunityFridges.com. And then if you want to volunteer or anything like that, always reach out. We're always looking for people to just like help us maintain.
Unless you're 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏.
Shaun,
Yeah.
Shaun, we probably should have talked about this before, but
More
I just signed
questions.
𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 up to do $100 a month for them. Is that fine with you?
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's from all three of us.
Yeah, Doug too.
Just saying.
Fridge would be the sugar baby. If anybody else in the chat wants somewhere to allocate funds.
This is so
Yeah,
funny.
I have a question, and I know the answer to it, obviously, because I keep up to date with everything. But for the people that are watching, right?
Right.
You know, I know, but let's just get it out there. What exactly is it? It's not just a fridge out on the street.
Yeah, it is. It's a literal fridge
Oh my God.
that we placed outside. It's in an enclosure, so it's
Okay, more fridge question. It's like, so is this fridge like a fridge? Yeah, dude, it's a fucking fridge. You put shit in it. That's what a fucking fridge is, dumbass. Is that a real question?
like New England weatherproofed. But it's a literal fridge and pantry, and people put
Does it
food in
have-
it. And
does
then
it have
people take it out.
Does it have operating hours? Do people work there, or is it just people go in and out?
No, it's 24/7.
one.
It's a community fridge, so it quite literally is the fridge of the community, which is like the most beautiful thing. Yeah.
Now, I know this is going to be Doug's next question.
I mean, the first question that any normal person would ask in this situation, the only one that you would ask, right? Well, this one too. Does the fridge have magnets? That's a good one too. But in the reverse microwave, there's a lot of questions. But my first question would be like, what do you do about crackheads? Like, you're putting a fridge in the worst neighborhoods in Worcester. Aren't the junkies just going to take everything immediately? Aren't they going to urinate in the fridge? Like, this is why Worcester can't have nice things. This is why Main South looks like shit. Is because it's filled with horrible people. They did not get this way on accident. Okay? Racist ass fridge. That's what I would ask. Does it have an ice maker? That's another great question. Let's get some good fridge questions. What would you guys ask in this situation? What would you ask her? Anything you want to know about a fridge, what would you ask? Or, you could ask her, is your refrigerator running? See what she says. Then you better go catch it. You better go catch it. Who's cleaning it? That's not a bad one. They do take okay, so they do. So this doesn't even work. This idea doesn't even work. Is that what you're saying? Does it have Bluetooth? That's another go. Why isn't it powered? Yeah, is there room for drinks? Top or bottom one? Let's see. Does it have magnets? I like that one. How do you keep the That's a fair question. Does it have booze? No, it's not a nonprofit at all. It's not a nonprofit at all, actually. Yeah, so they're almost done. We're going to watch. This is too good. We got to watch the rest of this.
So I'm going to take the heat off of him. Is he allowed to put cookies in the fridge?
I wasn't going there.
Oh, you
so we do have some food guidelines. We're not able to take anything like homemade as much as we would love to. It kind of just opens us up to some liability stuff that we don't really want to deal with. So nothing homemade, no raw meat, and no glass containers. And nothing unopened, obviously. But other than that, like the food that you would buy for your fridge, like please put that in ours.
So there's no meat?
Are there cookies in the fridge right now?
Yes, Doug. There's cookies in the fridge. Go.
Oh well, I mean, I'm just saying. A lot of people make fun of me because that's where I happen to keep my cookies.
That Doug, you never know what he's going to say. He's so silly.
Oh, in the literal fridge?
Right. He's a freak, right?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. So there's a pantry.
Oh my God, guys! Like Doug, you never know what Doug is going to say next. Like he's a real wild card on this program. Like the other guys there. What did somebody call him? The Beatles album there. What did you call him? Sergeant Pepper, bootleg Sergeant Pepper. And then the axe murderer at the bottom there. And then Doug's the real wild card. You never know what Doug's going to do. Doug keeps his cookies, guys, in the fridge. They bust his balls about that. Don't you? You see the dynamic here? Doug's the funny one. The other guys are serious. The guy in the middle is working for that dry hand job. Maybe. We'll see what we can get there. But Doug is the wild card because he puts his cookies in the fridge, and she likes Doug the most. I think if she was going to bang any one of them, she would bang Doug. I think we can all agree on that. So there we go.
And that's where most people have.
I was this close to having an ally.
That Doug, it's so funny to throw off screen. Oh, these guys are so wild and fun-loving.
So if I went there and I said, all right, here are cookies, okay? It's a nice big batch of family-size Oreo cookies, double stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, you can only have them if you keep them in the fridge. Would you take said cookies?
Doug's still on
Honestly, if you will be the cookie plug consistently, you can keep them in the fridge. That's fine.
I just feel
Doug,
like people,
Doug.
like you say, there's dignity in choosing to have your cookies in the fridge.
Okay, Dougie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
killing it, Doug.
To have a better tasting cookie than the pantry cookies
Doug,
you're offering.
That Doug
is all
that Doug and his cold cookies. Oh,
do it. Put them in the fridge.
Oh, Doug, you're our good friend. You make us
coming
laugh
with
so
cookies.
Much. Oh my gosh.
You said Worcester's a special place, and we agree. That's why we have this show in the first place. But is it? What do you think it is? Is it the people? Is it the the geography? What makes Worcester special?
So I
what
moved
makes
up here when I
Worcester
was
special?
18. So I think this is where I established like my roots of like, I'm going to say adulthood and like whatever, because really,
Because like
I think
whatever.
this is like where I kind of found my own. And I think there's just like a special hustle that comes from people in this city where it's like everybody's trying to make it better, right? Like there's not really people in this area, at least that are in my inner circle, that are like, can't wait to leave this place. I want to, I mean, maybe some, but for the most part, it's like, I want to make this where I want to be. And there's just like a special hustle about people that they're trying to get this to be like their dream city. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. And it's clear as day with what you're doing.
Yeah, we just want to make this like, I don't know.
You're on the right show.
You guys, I don't know.
You're on the right show for that kind of talk.
Yeah.
WorcesterCommunityFridges.com.
Yep.
And people can find the Venmo and Cash App and stuff there as well.
This bitch just said nothing. I know.
Information, there's like a donate button.
It's a show about it. Like if Doug was really funny, he'd be like, okay, I have a question. Like, have you ever found a dead hooker in your freezer? Serious question. That's be my. It's in Maine South. Like, I don't think it's out of the question that one day you go to refill the fridge, you open it up, dead hooker. There's like a 11% chance that happens, I would say. What do you do in a situation like that? That's a better question than Doug's, 4-minute bit about the cookies. How many fucking cookie jokes can Doug make? Go ahead.
On our website, which is probably the easiest way. But if you're like just going through Venmo and have some money to blow, it's at Blue Fridge.
Right.
Yeah, and then we're pretty.
You can drop off food anytime.
Anytime, 24/7. You can drop off or pick up. And honestly, that's kind of the beautiful thing about this. So one of our main things is to destigmatize accepting food, right? Because it's mutual aid, because it's not charity, there's no income barrier. Like I take from the fridge, other people take from the fridge, because one of the root things that we're also trying to combat is food waste. So we have our organizers go on, we call them like food rescue missions. So we sound like a little badass. But we like go into like grocery stores and we're quite literally like rescuing food that would otherwise be in the landfill. And we're putting it there. So we're just trying to completely destigmatize any of this weird like capitalism stuff that's associated with food.
That's great.
What does that even
24/7 says Zeppelins fly higher. That's so good. Maria, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for doing this, for getting this started. I want to bring up one more thing.
Okay.
You have some comp. There's some other free fridges out there.
Oh,
Don't talk about that. Yeah, they're located 300 South Bridge Street. They just opened up like actually last week I think they opened up. It's the same kind of concept. Their guidelines are a little bit different. We work pretty closely with them.
That's what I was curious about.
Yeah, no, there's not some weird like free fridge like not like the
fridge.
There's Doug again.
No, I mean at the end of the day, like our mission is get people fed in whatever capacity we can do that. So even within our organizing efforts, if you guys can join our Facebook group, it's Worcester Community Fridges. That place is that group is so special because somebody will just randomly post like whatever, like hungry or something like that, right? Like a call to action. And in the comments, people go in like, send me this. Here's Venmo, all of this stuff. We have people literally organizing grocery shops for families in need, like completely independently outside of us. And it's just like I went to the fridge today and a woman was making a giant drop and she's not from this area. And I was like, oh, you thank you for coming out here. And she was like, no, I actually just went grocery shopping for somebody in the group. And I'm like, what? That's crazy to me that they can connect.
Doug doesn't,
and it's because of this platform.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
I love that you started this. I love that it's happening. I love that it's become way bigger than you and in Worcester itself. That's just so awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, Maria.
So awesome.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
That was by far the most riveting fridge talk show I've ever seen in my life. It was so good. Apparently, this guy, Shaun Connolly, has blocked me. I know he's not a fan of me at all because he's friends with 𝗟𝗄𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. he's friends with 𝗟𝗵𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗍. You might recall 𝗟𝗵𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗍 was the daughter of the there's an echo. Is that right? Still? 𝗟𝗵𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗍 was the daughter of the judge in Dudley. She crashed a car in Holden on 190 while high on heroin, and then told the state trooper who arrested her, "Do you know how many dicks I had to suck to get that?" And then her dad, or not her dad, the district attorney had that scrubbed from the arrest report. It was one of the biggest stories I ever did. It led to like the resignation of the colonel of the Massachusetts State Police and lieutenant colonel and a whole bunch of other people. Yeah, I did that. No big deal. But apparently he didn't like that because he thought I was picking on 𝗟𝗵𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗍. I guess he went to school with her or something. I don't know. He's really mad about that. But yeah, I mean, for a comedian, he doesn't have much of a sense of humor. Like, relax, buddy. Chill out. So, I mean, I would, does this guy have any tape? I mean, he's got all these shows here. I want to see what his comedy. I got to see Shaun Connolly comedy. Is this funny? Oh, here we got some stand up here. Okay, let's watch some stand up. We got some videos here. Let's see what this is. This is going to be good. I know it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is going to be good.
The Daily Monologue, Friday's jokes. The Boston Marathon announced yesterday that they will cancel their race, which was originally rescheduled for the fall, replacing it with a virtual one where runners will run on their own. Officials say the race, which can last 4 hours, is the perfect way for homeschooling parents to get their kids out of the goddamn house. Trump signed an executive order on Thursday stripping liability protection for social media companies in an attempted attack. However, it may just force those companies to be more aggressive towards his posts, which, based off all of Trump's scandals, getting caught embarrassed publicly seems to be his kink.
What?
The National Guard has been deployed to Minneapolis.
Is this real? This can't be real.
Protests turned violent thanks to a dangerous response from the police force.
What?
Looting has occurred, most notably at Target. A spokesperson for the chain is asked to speak to a manager. New statistics show
this
that
can't be
1 in
real.
4 Americans are now out of
This
work.
is real?
In a related story, 1 in 4 Americans are most likely also playing Animal Crossing. Colleges across the country
This is like a joke, right? Like it's like a joke about how bad it is.
football at their schools.
He's in on the
Not
joke,
released
right?
Yet are plans for students to go back to class or those football players' paychecks.
All right.
Las Vegas
No.
has started their phase 2 of the city slowly opening from
Okay.
coronavirus
What do you guys think? Vote 1 if you think he's serious, like these are actual jokes he's making, like an attempt to be funny. Vote 2 if you think that this is him doing some joke about like a bad, awkward comedian. And he's kind of like make it, you know what I mean? Like, so vote 1 if you think this is an honest attempt at comedy. Vote 2 if you think this is him kind of like mocking and awkward himself kind of thing. So this is an actual attempt at comedy. I would hope to, but please be 2. Please be 2. The Daily Monologue. Oh no. Oh, but he wears wacky suits, so he's funny. Let's see this one. Oh, he's dancing. He's dancing, guys. He's dancing. Oh, what's he got? Where's Doug? He needs Doug. When Doug comes on, that's when things get really wild.
The Daily Monologue. Ooh, boy. Friday. I'm losing it, folks. Here we go. Friday's jokes. Facebook announced it will alert users of misinformation about the coronavirus. In a statement, they said they don't want their users to worry too much. Fascist and right-wing propaganda will always be allowed, especially in minion meme form.
It's funny because they're Republicans. Get it?
Former lawyer Michael Cohen will be released early from prison because of fears of the spread of coronavirus in prison. One medical expert said the disease is spread very easily through rats.
Can't hear this?
Parts of Massachusetts are expecting snowfall late Friday night because you know what they say, April snow showers bring... Wait, what month is it?
What?
Google announced they are blocking 18 million scam coronavirus emails a day. In a related story, I am an African prince, and I am in need of $10,000 in Amazon gift cards to help me save me from the coronavirus. Urgent.
Is it silent?
South Korea is considering allowing a joint fishing zone between them and North Korea. As the old adage goes, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day.
Does he have actual?
Teach a man to fish.
I want to find actual comedy of him at like a club. Can we see that? What's this? Is this Doug? I think this is him. Oh, this is Doug. Get it, Doug. Go. Okay, see, Doug is more entertaining at least. Doug Guertin, I'm fascinated with these comedians now. I want to know who goes to these shows, who pays money. They got to have something on YouTube, right? I would assume. Like, what's this?
Oh, Shaun, you need better hair. You need better hair. In the name of Jesus. Jesus suffering for us. In the name.
What the fuck? I gotta see if he's got, we gotta find. Bear with me here. We're gonna go on YouTube. We're gonna have a journey right now together. We're gonna find some Doug Guertin comedy because this is too good. This was supposed to be a show about that chick, but now we're just going down the rabbit hole of horrible, awkward, cringe comedians from Worcester. So his name is Shaun Connolly Comedy. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what he's got.
Started one of the most successful comedy festivals in Massachusetts.
Oh.
He was also big shows. Last night in town. Please give.
Oh, he came out in his Mr. Rogers thing.
Well, you guys for being here. It's nice of you.
Oh my God.
I got my car totaled. Yeah, I wasn't driving it. It was parked over my mother's house. Yeah. Someone just rammed into that thing. Totaled it. Knocked it onto the front lawn. He became white trash like that.
Wait, you guys are saying, what the fuck do I have to do to fix the goddamn echo? Is there an echo right now? Can I take this thing off? Do I even need this? Hold on. Let me do this one. Is the echo there still? Hopefully there's no echo.
My mom heard the crash first and runs out and goes, "No! That was their only one!" And all I heard the whole time was, "No! He only has a theater degree! He's not going to get that money for a car! This is investment money! No, you can't borrow the car, Shaun!"
Oh, get
I
it?
heard the whole time.
He's poor.
I got married 3 months ago.
Oh, this is begging for a reaction.
You did that. That's pretty cool. You guys done that for me. Yeah, got married. Pretty fun. I recommend it. At least for 3 months. I can't speak beyond those 3 months.
Get
Give
it?
me a couple more months. I'll tell you.
Get it? The wife is nagging his chain.
I got dogs because of this marriage. That was the dowry. I was getting fields and cows. I got 2 fucking chihuahuas.
Because he's American. Get it?
I've never had pets or dogs before, ever. And now I have these 2 precious babies. It's great. Love owning them. I love taking care of them. They do a weird thing, though. When my wife
There's still an echo?
They sprint into the bathroom and they lick her legs.
I don't know why there's an echo.
Yeah, your reaction is right. It's weird. It's honestly, it's gross. It's so disgusting. Like, dogs are like the OG ass eaters, right?
I would much rather watch. I would rather watch.
Legs, go back in the shower. Get what the hell is.
Like, do you understand how much funnier Connie's mom is than this guy? Connie's mom is the funniest woman I've seen on the internet in a long time. I could watch that woman all night. Get her on. Or Brett's fucking third wheel there, Terry, is so much funnier than this guy, who I can't even get Terry on the show. Terry won't talk to me. He doesn't reach out to me. He doesn't comment. He's never in. He doesn't even watch my show. He only goes on Brett's. What's wrong with me, Terry? You're too good for me, Terry? Huh? You can go on Brett's show, but not mine? That hurts me, man. But yeah, they're both funnier than this guy. They're all funnier. Hold on. I would pay you to anytime. He called you all teenage. See, Connie himself isn't funny, but Connie with his mom is fucking the greatest comedy routine I've ever seen on YouTube. Like, I could watch them yell at each other all day long. It is fucking brilliant. That's funny. This is not funny.
You're allowing this? Also, the sound is worse, honestly. The sound of it sounds like finished pasta getting fingered. I know.
Finished pasta getting fingered? Is that that's his attempt at dirty humor?
Does it happen to you? Do your dogs lick your legs in your... Yeah? Oh, God.
Oh.
Don't let him do it anymore. It's disgusting.
Oh, he's so funny. He's so funny. So I want to see Doug. I want to see what Doug Guertin, comedian. Oh, okay, we got to see this. Tell me there's some good Doug. Roasting his dad. Dueling comedians trophy. Dad's death list. Okay, that seems to be a big one. So let's watch this one. Let's see this one.
How was that? I enjoyed. Before we get into the meat of this, yes.
So it says 38 views. I'm
In
39.
your head. We're hearing giddy. Come on.
Yeah. But just so you know,
Get on with the comedy.
On.
of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's responsible for a lot.
Yeah.
In and out. Yeah, I'm on.
I think I'm one of his favorite comedians.
He's definitely got you number one.
Okay, I can't watch that anymore. What about this one? Roasting his dad. This is Doug. Doug is a pussy magnet. He had Maria Ravelli just drip. This is horrible.
Beach. Yeah, when I used to bring sand together to make a castle, fully knowing that it wouldn't last the night.
What? Okay, it's still better. So this guy's like a bootleg 𝗏𝗟𝗏. Is that what he is? Okay, so Doug sucks. Doug's no good. What about Bryan the Stabby Bryan? Bryan O'Donnell, comedian. Does he even have any good comedy out here? So there he is. Hot dog on Twitch. What is this? He's on this one. An hour and 43 minutes of comedy. Holy shit.
The curtain.
Oh, there's Doug's back.
Still can't figure out the left right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's like, oh no, I've been pretty hungry lately.
This has one. I'm the first view. I'm the one view. One. You see that? I'm not. One. It's got one freaking view. I'm the first. How is that possible?
Yeah.
God dang, Izzy. I remember it though. I remember it. When I was living in Worcester teaching and going to Boston every night, I remember it. Falling asleep on the match pipe all the time.
Oh my God, what is happening?
Wait for this bullshit?
Oh my gosh.
But what would Homer say? Like, Marge, why'd you come over here and suck my dick? I'm trying.
How I want to know so much more about these people. I want to know. Is he really not on it? Why can't I find any Bryan O'Donnell comedy? Does he have any? Let me see if he's got one on Facebook. Hold on. I assume he blocked me on Facebook. Bryan O'Donnell. Because every time he comments on Facebook, I just link the story where he stabbed the guy. That's all I do. Tell me. Oh, I found his Facebook. Does he have any videos on here? No. What kind of comedian is he? He's got no stand-up? All right, whatever. All right, let's do a little Ask Turtleboy to end the night. Give me 1 sec. Plug this back in. Now that we got rid of the echo. Thank you again, Suzanne and Turtlechat for the donos there. Really appreciate that. 14 subscribers, 1 view. Me. I'm the view. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? Any questions you guys want to ask me before we call it a night? Yeah, we can stop. We'll stop there. No more bad comedy. But I think this could be a good thing now. We could just watch bad comedy, bad local comedians do their thing. Again, the fact that those people don't like me is a badge of honor. Could not possibly be happier. Mac Jones, baby. Mac Jones. I hope you guys watched the live stream the other night. I told you, man. Mac's the real deal. There's no such things as moral losses, but that was a good moral loss. I'll take that one. We're going to be 2-3 after we fuck up the Texans next week, and then we'll have a big matchup with the boys in week 6. We'll see what happens there, you know? Who deletes? Terry deletes shit? I didn't know that. Jamie Collins is coming back again? Where's he been? We need to get Jalen Smith. He just got released by the Cowboys. Speaking of another fighting Irishman. Okay, so that's a good question. The 60 Minutes Facebook story. Don't be fooled by any of this shit, conservatives out there. I know we don't like Facebook, we don't like tech companies, but what Democrats want, do not be fooled by Elizabeth Warren and these people for 1 second. This whistleblower is not a whistleblower. She is a establishment stooge. She said nothing noteworthy at all about any of this shit. Her biggest gripe with Facebook is not like that they allow disinformation on there. It's that they're not censoring enough. And they're not censoring the right people enough. Nowhere on there did she ever say like, oh, you know, they allow Black Lives Matter to spread lies about police brutality and like unarmed people die. She never said that. The only misinformation these people like is like conservative misinformation about the vaccine or about whatever, about like the insurrection that day, the election integrity. Can't question that. That's the kind of shit that they don't want on there. Democrats like Elizabeth Warren pretend like they want to dismantle Facebook and Twitter and monopolies, which I agree. I'm with them in spirit in that regard. Like, fuck those big tech companies. However, that's not what they really want to do. They don't want to destroy Facebook. They want to control Facebook. They want to tell Facebook what has to come down, and what that would be all of their political opponents. Because they realize that Facebook and Twitter are really valuable platforms for them to campaign, to get people to remind people to vote, shit like that, like win elections. They need these platforms to win elections. They're really important for them. but they don't want them to be free. They want to control them. And that is all this whistleblower shit. That's all it's about, is giving the Democrats more power to control social media companies. They don't want to dismantle them. They want to cajole them. That's what they want to do. So that's my thought on that fake whistleblower. I didn't even know Terry does live streams. If you were a true follower, I'm not a follower. I thought he was a guest on Brett's show. Sorry, Amber, my bad. Holy cow. What's up with that article on TV Daily News about writers' top comments? So that is if you have the $15 a month one, you get the premium streams, you get the ad free. The next one up gets the premium blogs as well. So that's kind of like the next one up. Oh, okay. Sorry, Amber. Yeah, well, Lance was here the other night, Suzanne, which was weird. I'm like, Lance is here, but not Suzanne. That's a first. Where's Brett tonight? Is Brett not in the comments? I feel like I'm a bigger Brett fan than he is of me. Like, I never see Brett on the live streams. I'm in all of Brett's streams now. I'm mostly there for Terry, but okay. Anything else? Any other questions before we call it a night, ladies and gentlemen? You guys want to hear me do some comedy? So let me tell you guys, boy, it was trash day today, and you know how that goes. You always forget something. And then you think you remember everything, and then you're like, oh no, the strawberries. I forgot to throw out. The strawberries have mold on them. Don't you hate that? It's the worst. It's so relatable, though. It's so bad. Yeah, Turtle Club is tomorrow night. I think I have an idea for Turtle Club tomorrow night. I want to start doing like Turtleboy trivia for Turtle Club. Like have 3, I think we should have one. We should have Laura versus David Owen versus Brett. We could call it Brett and the Brits. And we could have, because I think they're probably the 3 most knowledgeable people about Turtleboy history and lore. Maybe not. Maybe somebody else is. I don't know. Maybe there's like a silent person. Suzanne, are you really in the tub? Get out of the tub, Suzanne. Stop it. No more tub time. I've had enough of that over the years. Okay. But what if we had like a trivia show tomorrow night where not like a Jeopardy setup? Like I'd have to figure out how to do like the buzzer thing. I would have to set it up where it's like me and 4 people, and I just have to be the judge. You'd have to have your own buzzer, and I just read off questions, and I decide who buzzed in first, right? I make a decision on my own, and I say, boom, you got it. Something like that. That'd be cool. Yeah, a little bit like Jeopardy. I mean, you guys would watch that, right? That'd be fun to watch. Turtle Club. I'm just trying to mix it up for Turtle Club. Get some different content in there that not everyone else gets. And then we give out free gear or whatever to Turtle Riders. Okay. Any other questions? But it would all be about like Turtleboy trivia. Like I say a quote, you told me who gives me that quote. I show you a face, you give me that person's Turtleboy name. Something like that. I don't know. All right, guys. I guess we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtleboy Live on Thursday night for the Turtle Club prescribers. We will see you all tomorrow night for the live stream on the website, tvdailynews.com or turtleboysports.com. You can still watch the live streams on there. There's no other content on turtleboysports.com besides that. Can Giannetti read the questions? Oh, I wish. Oh, I wish. That would be sweet. All right, Turtle Riders. I'll see you. Peace to your bum crease.